really, the first book was only supposed to be the only one of the series. But immediately when the book was done, I had, because they sold quite a few books, people were quite excited about it, all ages. I've had people come up and say, we want it, what happens next? I said, well, I don't really know. And they said, well, we bought this book, you better tell us what happens next.
After local cyclist Pat Ferris published his debut novel, Gypsies, his audience wanted more. They were suckered in by his lead characters, Giselle and Larry. Although the novel is of course about cycling, the love story between the two is what readers wanted more of.
Romance is, it's so timeless. I mean, all the songs written and the books written, but it's all, you've got to capture the feeling at the time. And that's kind of the hard part, is you've got to write it so that if you've got a tear in your eye and you're writing it on a piece of paper, some person you don't even know has to read this hunk of paper and somehow get a tear in their eye from what you put down.
His first novel, Gypsies, took a long 9 years to complete, but his follow-up, A Gypsy Engagement, took a mere 5 weeks, and he wrote it in a different style than the first.
One of the timelines in there is the use of letters. We're not used to writing letters anymore. So normally when you phone somebody or text them, and it never struck me as romantic as a letter. Like you think when you get somewhere, you sit down and here's the letter. The person that you love most in the world is sat down, held that piece of paper, and wrote that down. They maybe put some lipstick on it, a drop of perfume, they cut out a newspaper article, and you look at that and you read that over and over again. You're not going to do that with a text. Come in and he sends love letters to her, and she sends love letters to him, back and forth it goes. About the same time to parallel this, she meets his grandmother, and there's an adventure when they go to Canada for Christmas time. And her grandma was a wartime, war bride, all this. Well, she has all these old letters that her husband sent her when he was off in the front lines fighting, and she had the letters from home in London. So they have these letters that I make them kind of chronicle sort of the same time space as Larry and Giselle. Because Larry and Giselle, it's terrible, he's off riding in France. Well, during the wartime, in her grandmother's letters, he's off fighting in France. So it kind of roughly parallels it.
To add to the sales he's had locally, both books are available online in an ebook format. For now, Pat will continue to run his bike shop and finish the Gypsies trilogy, but says he has some other concepts for future novels. You can find him on Facebook, Amazon, and some interesting international sites.
And there's the description of my book in Dutch.
Reporting for Shaw TV from the energetic city, I'm Emily Moyes.